Hi, I'm Kelsey Miller.
And I'm Kelsey Thompson, and we are doing a Fun During the Run childcare for the University of Charleston's 5K Half Marathon and Festival. Our goal is to have a childcare program for children 3 to 12 for all the parents participating in the race. We want everyone to feel that they are able to be a part of this great tradition and to be a part of just the community. Basically, what we want to do is we are going to have the ability to have childcare for all of the kids, and we want to open it up to everyone. So if you're a parent and you don't feel like you can come and participate in the race, or that you would have to get a sitter and that might be too expensive, we want to eliminate that problem for you. We would like to get everyone out supporting and involved in the race, and to be more active in their community and feel that exercise is very important and that they shouldn't have to choose between being fit and taking care of their children. So overall, we just want to eliminate the stress on parents to find a way to be able to be involved in this race and also to take care of their children on the day of the race. So next we're going to talk about the spirit of our race. And basically the spirit is based around all the parents who are wanting to participate and they can't because of their children, basically. We are creating an opportunity for anyone who feels like they want to participate to be able to, or at least be involved in some way. We believe if we can provide childcare for these people, we will have more participants in the race, which is our ultimate goal. With this project, we can also incorporate all of our LLOs, such as ethical practice in the way that we treat the children that are coming to be with us while their parents are away. Our idea itself required creativity, but we will continue to incorporate it through the use of finding ways to include games, crafts, and many other activities for the children during the time that their parents are participating. We will use communication to spread the word around town that we will be having this childcare service and with coordinating with all of our volunteers. We will include citizenship by being involved in our community and volunteering our time to help others. The whole process of coming up with this idea and many counterparts all require very serious critical thinking skills. And lastly, we use inquiry to figure out how we will complete our goal and the ways it can go wrong. So next we will talk about our project plan. On January 19th, we will begin our advertising. We will also be holding a meeting in our university class for everyone to sign up for a different group. So Group A will be in charge of advertising and getting out the information that we will be having the service during the race. Then Group B will be in charge of getting volunteers outside of our class so that we have even more people to help with the children. Group C will be in charge of the crafts, basically coming up with a list of what crafts we want to do and then finding out how we will get them. Group D will be very similar to Group C, but they will be coming up with a list of games and figuring out ways that we can get them or how we will run them. And then Group E will be in charge of getting the snacks together, figuring out what we want to get, if there's any allergies, etc. And then Group F will have the job of figuring out the layout for the designated area for children and also communicating with security at UC to find a way to maximize the safety for our children. So next, each group will have their specific abilities, and we will meet sporadically throughout the term to see if there's any problems that we need to address and check in on the progress of the group. As of right now, these meetings will take place on January 26, 2018, February 16, 2018, and March 23, 2018. And we would like to plan to have these meetings following our university class at 1 o'clock. Our due date for the project will be on April 7th, which is the day of the race, but we would like to have everything ready to go by April 1st. So this will be our tentative schedule for our project plan. So resources for our project will include Professor Hoffman and Hannah to help us figure out exactly what we need to do and get all of our fellow students on the same track. So basically they will help us get our groups assigned and make everyone aware of the meeting schedule. It will also be important to be in contact with all of the PEs because they are the ones basically running the show. We need to communicate with them to know where we need to set up our childcare, because they might have different areas marked off already for the festival or areas of the race. Another important factor is to know what time we need to arrive and when we should start setting up our booth. And a very important thing would be to know how many people we are expecting and if any of them are planning on bringing their children for our services. Lastly, we would like to meet with the campus police to figure out all of the safety details and how we want to set up with registration for these kids when they get here. We want to make sure it's a secure environment for our kids as much as it is a fun place to hang out. And we want to make sure that there's a safety protocol for parents dropping off and picking up their children before and after the race. So next we will discuss the factors that could affect our project goal.
So the factors that might affect our goal will be children not showing up, too many children to the volunteer to kids ratio. Parents might not want to leave their children in the hands of college-age students. Not advertising well enough that we get the word out and kids not showing up. And not having the resources to complete our project as we would like to. The resources that we might need that we cannot find is a designated area to keep the children during the race, getting all of the crafts, games, and snacks that we will need to help keep the children occupied during the race, volunteers who will help interact with the children, and security and safety patrol to help get the children checked in and out, and the parents dropping them off before the race and how they'll pick them up after the race. So if children were not to show up to the race for our child care services, we wouldn't have a purpose for our goal. So therefore, our goal could not be completed. So if too many children show up and our child to volunteer ratio is not a good ratio, then there could be many accidents happening, children getting lost and hurt, and we would not be able to control all the children. So we would need a good mix of a good ratio of child to volunteers. Another factor that would play into it is the parents not wanting to leave their children with college-age students, or the fact that they don't really know us, so the parents don't trust to leave their children with us while they're at the race. Okay. So not advertising well enough, this could lead back to children not showing up. So if we don't advertise enough, then we might not get the children to show up, and then that's going to affect the overall goal of not being able to help the parents. So our goal is to help make parents be able to participate in the race even though they have children, and so then no advertising goes back to no kids showing up, and if no kids show up, then we won't be able to have our child care services, which is going to affect our goal. Next, I'm going to be talking about the sources that we looked into to look for ideas to help with our project and the problems that they faced during their projects that they did. Our first source is going to be Charlotte Firecracker 5K Childcare. At the Charlotte Firecracker 5K, there's childcare provided at a splash pool for children 2 and up during the duration of the race. The difference that would be between the Charlotte Firecracker 5K and our childcare would be that we are not doing it at a pool, and for the Charlotte Firecracker 5K, there was a fee of $10, and our childcare services would be provided for free for anyone who is participating in the race. And another difference would be that we would like to do our ages from children 3 to 12. We decided to do this because we felt like 3 was a good age for the child to be. We didn't want the children to be too little. And then at 12, we felt like was a good age for a cutoff age because we don't want the children to be too big. So 3 to 12 is our age range that we would like to keep it to. Our second source is going to be Michelle Klinsky. She's an entrepreneur who started her own business called PR Kids. And she started this business for the similar reasons that we would like to do our child care services during the race. Her reasoning for starting her business was that she was a mother who loved to do races and run in races, but she always couldn't do this because of her children and not having people who could watch them. The struggle of her not being able to participate in races due to her children led to her starting her business. So now she has the business of PR Kids, which offers mini camps for children where they can play games during the race while their parents are running. And we would like to say oh goodness. And me and Kelsey would like to agree that we have very similar project goals as Michelle did. Now for our last source, we have a local person that we have connection with and have talked to. This business is called The Mountain Manny. The Mountain Manny is a local entrepreneur who provides childcare, house setting, and pet care. The Mountain Manny had his services were offered at a recent race in the Charleston area. Unfortunately, children did not show up to this race, therefore he could not provide his services. So we went to him to talk to him about that issue that we might possibly have at our race. And this offered insight to us for what could possibly go wrong at the race that we want to do the child care services at. So to conclude our presentation, the fun during the run child care race services would be to provide parents with the opportunity to be in the race and have their children watch during the race for free.